How to show the credit bureaus that there is a discrepancy among the derogatory items. Here we are in the dispute center with the client sample selected, as you can see here. And we have, by the way, this is important, it's a little bit relative to this. When you enter from the contact list to the dispute center, the default is account number. This is a special sorting that puts everything together, the same obviously number and other things automatically. You can always, for example, you want to sort by print on, and you can click on it and it will sort. In this case, it's ascending, that's why it's blank. If I click again, it's going to be descending. So essentially, the ones that you printed last will be at the top. When you want to go back to the special default sorting, you click account number in green, right? So, okay, being said that, we are going to show an example here. For example, let's see. This one here. This one here is an example of derogatory item that is potentially a late payment. And by the way, probably you don't want to tell the bureaus to delete a late payment. You want to make it disappear, the late payment, and not the account. Just be careful with that. But for our example, this will do. Here we see that we have a discrepancy on the name of the subscriber name. We have Equifax, TransUnion, Experian, and we have a discrepancy. So that's why we have every derogatory item in a different line. So you can control this type of situations where the subscriber name is different. Otherwise, it's extremely difficult if you had everything in one line. So this is the only system that guarantees that you're going to be able to do a correct, so to speak, dispute with the credit bureaus. Also, we observe that the account number is different, even though we know that this is the same, but this one has two stars, two asterisks. And so they are different, but they're different between these two, while these are different between these two. And this one also have discrepancies in the amount. And also there is a discrepancy in the open date. All this, by law, needs to be, again, we are not attorneys, this is not legal advice, but yes, for you to know, they should be correct. They should be the same. The name should be the same, which that is almost never the same. Sometimes, but there is a high percentage of discrepancies with the names, with the subscriber names for the different bureaus, the count, the amount, and the open date. So all of these is difficult to indicate to the credit bureaus. Well, it's not difficult, obviously, with Credit Money Machine because we have the compare column here. If you go to the top, you see the word compare. So it's very simple to operate. You only need to click on it. In this case, I needed to click it twice, which is perfectly right. The reason that we need to click twice is so you don't change it by mistake. You know that you want to select a line. So that's why you need to click twice. So you're going to put a letter in the ones that you want to compare or that the system compares automatically. All right. So in this case, we're putting AAA. Could be any letter, but obviously, I recommend that you start with the A if you need to compare others. Normally, you will put those discrepancies, you will select more and more as appropriate, and then it will be compared automatically, and you're going to see how. Let me see if I have any discrepancies here that I could take advantage of and show you how. Oh, this one, for example, well, this one is the same. They are different accounts, even though it have this different names and different accounts. Essentially, if we want, we can trick the system, right? We're gonna trick the system. I'm gonna write here 905, and then gonna put here an 8. Okay, so I'm tricking the system, and that's perfectly right for our example. These are collections, obviously, and well, you wouldn't dispute, you shouldn't dispute with the bureaus until you have disputed the collections with creditors that you would do with one click. You can see that in a different video in the what is called the winner strategy, and you can do all that with just one click. But anyway, here I'm gonna put B in these two. So it doesn't have to be necessarily 3. It can be 2. It doesn't need that everything is wrong or different. It could be something, and the program will know automatically, okay? The only thing is that they have to be to do. Normally, again, if you're disputing everything with one letter, you just simply, at this point, you will click to print, and that's it. But because I want to point out only these two derogatory items, which comprises 5 items among all the bureaus. I'm gonna select them I'm gonna mark them, select them with a mark, and then I'm gonna print marked disputes, okay? And this one won't print because they are already printed. So you don't have to worry about those. It's only the ones that I just added. And I'm gonna click print all selected, because it could be just one bureau, whatever. So here we have it. So I'm gonna try to show it to you right now. I have a system that puts it automatically into into a file. So in this particular case, I'm opening the file now. Okay, so here it is. So notice that in addition to the normal dispute here, normal where we are disputing this other stuff, we having this comparison. Appreciate the discrepancies below and fix them so they are all the same, or delete the derogatory item. So you can see that it's putting the discrepancies here, and these are factual. So these are not something that can be disputed. Either they have to make it correct or they have to delete it. So this is a very powerful thing, and it's very easy to implement. And this is, again, in addition to the regular dispute that you would do. Okay, so so completely different. I mean, additional. I meant, and so that's that. That's that. Very easy to do. And in this case, if we go down a little bit, now we will see that those are in progress. These two didn't print for whatever reason. Um, I don't know. They were there, but they didn't print here for something. There is a reason not to print. I'm gonna check. Actually, the reason is that the print on date is in the future because these ones were create. They are waiting for the disputes to the creditors. Okay, so it was a bad selection from me, and but it doesn't matter. I'm going to repeat the example for you guys. So I'm gonna be completely transparent and candid about it, but I'm gonna take out this. I'm putting this in to do again so it can be printed. Otherwise, it won't. And I'm gonna eliminate this one. Okay, I'm gonna eliminate the print on date. So that was the reason, and they are perfectly right from the point of view that is working correctly. For our example, they were not good. Okay, so now I eliminated the print on date into the future. That this part of automatically is part of our selection of disputing of the derogatory items with the creditors. Okay, and even though this is an example, it's an example that I use for other videos. So anyway, so here we have the comparison, these three and these two, and I'm gonna print again, and it's gonna happen exactly the same. So I'm gonna click again, print, mark disputes. Same thing, only that now we're gonna have for real those two also printed. So we're gonna see that in a second. All right, so here we go. It opens again for me in a different way, but for you guys it will open like this. Now we have the same thing that we have before. The difference is that now we have two disputes here as appropriate with different text and everything, because the program automatically is going to select the most appropriate reason to dispute, and so you can see that here, and there will be two letters in this case. And if you had documents, actually three, because there are three viewers, and actually if you had the documents, if you had entered the documents, it will be collated as well. Okay, so they are not collated here because we don't have documents in this client sample, but it will be collated. So that's it. Bottom line is that here we have all these in progress now with the print on date, which is today, February the 2nd, and this is the follow-up date that will be copied to the contact list, so you can automatically see there is a button in the contact list that you would click every day to select the ones that you need to work on. Everything automated, saving you hours of work and increasing the effectiveness of your disputes, because if you dispute correctly, as you should, with the creditors first, and then adding to that you're going to use the comparison, then it's going to be much more effective. Your deletion rate is going to be much better. I hope you like it. Thank you.